Bobby Smith, the pitcher for Oakland, is ready for the opening pitch. Winds, and here it comes. Outside, ball 1.
David likes to stand back in that batter's box
Yes,
so he can get a good look at that ball.
I don't blame him. Okay, just the opening pitch. Here comes the second pitch of this ball game. And there's the hit to the shortstop. He catches it falling down and throws over to the first baseman, and he got there in time. That was a pretty close play at first base. So David Fitt is retired by Eric Harris on a good stop by the shortstop, Jason Ware. I beg your pardon, I'm in the wrong lineup here. Let me get my numbers right here. I'm all fouled up here to start with. Danny Moats at the plate now for Stanton. Outside, ball 1. Number 1, Danny Moats, the center fielder for the Stanton Bambinos. Winds and pitches and fouls it back. So that'll count as a strike.
That first play by the second baseman is any indication this is going to be quite a game. That
Very, very good. Very, very good. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. The Oakland pitcher winds and shoots that one just a little bit high over the pitcher's head. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. The Oakland pitcher a little bit wild here in the first few pitches. Bobby Smith winds, and here it comes, and there's a little blooper over to...
Another good play.
Excellent, excellent play. Caught it on the run. One just stuck the glove out, and it stuck right with it.
Good reactions there by the shortstop.
Yeah, very good. Jason Ware hauled that one in. Did a great job with it, too. All right, next at the plate for Stanton. And did he swing? He's asking for help. And he says he did. Strike 1 on number 11, Jason Ware. At the plate for the Stanton Bambinos. Here's the wind, and here comes the pitch. Outside, a little bit low. Ball 1.
Good stop by the catcher there.
Very good. 2 outs, top of the first, here in Commerce, Georgia, at the Bambino World Series. Okay, Smith liked the call, and here's the pitch, and a call strike. The umpire lets you know whether it's a ball or strike. You don't have any doubts about that. Okay, Bobby Smith on the mound for Oakland, and here comes his delivery, and a high fly ball. The center fielder is calling for it, and makes the catch for the Oakland Bambinos. So up 1, 2, and 3. Nobody on base in the top of the first inning here. Damon Lynch making the catch out in center field for the Oakland Bambinos, and they don't waste any time here.
3 up, 3 down, and
3 up, 3 down, and they're ready to play ball. Stanton's already out here ready to begin their defense. The pitcher taking his warm-up tosses, number 14, that's Josh Shover, S-H-O-V-E-R, Josh Shover. He fires the ball in there like a pro.
Macon Moyer, his catcher, number 10.
That's Macon, as in Macon, Georgia.
Right.
Only he's from Stanton, Virginia. I've talked to several of these Stanton folks, and they're real nice and real excited about the Bambino World Series. A lot of good compliments by the visiting teams here from New York, from Montana, from California, from Oklahoma, from Virginia, and I don't know who I left out there. I have the list here, but I don't have it before me at the moment. Been some great games. All right, we move to the bottom half of the first inning. No score in the game between Oakland and Stanton, Virginia. Okay, they throw the practice balls off the field and pass it around from first to the pitcher, and we're ready to play ball.
Mike DeBellis is the first batter for Oakland. Mike is the second baseman.
And Mike is a little fella, but he handles himself well. I believe he made that outstanding catch out there a few minutes ago, did he not?
Right, for the second out.
For the second out. Mike DeBellis, D-E-B-E-L-L-I-S. All right, here's the first pitch from the Stanton pitcher, Josh Shover, and it's a ball. I didn't get the umpires' names here. We were in a little bit of a rush getting set up, and I didn't catch the umpire's name, but we have 4 umpires. There's another ball, a little bit on the high side from Josh.
Mike's got a good eye. He's got an aggressive stance in there, doesn't he?
Well, he presents a pretty small target, too. He's kind of short, so you only got about 8 inches there to get it in his strike zone. And he squares around like he's going to bunt. Third baseman comes in, and it was a called strike. He didn't bunt it. He backs out of the box for a minute here and wipes his hands. It is just a little bit warm and humid, so I guess the grip on the bat does take a little bit
Mike likes
extra.
to make sure he's just where he wants to be in that batter's box.
Here comes Shover's delivery, and a called strike on young Mike DeBellis. He didn't think, I don't believe that he liked that.
I don't believe he did either. He looked around like he wanted to ask Mr. Ump, was he sure about that?
Yeah, are you sure? But he wipes his hands again so he can get a good grip on the bat. They do use aluminum bats, so I don't guess we'll have any broken bats.
If we do, we got a story.
Yeah, we've got a story for sure. All right, Josh looks him over, sizes him up, and there's a third swinging strike and the first out in the bottom half of the first inning in the Bambino World Series here in Commerce, Georgia. 0-0 stepping up to the plate now for Oakland, and that's Mike Tyner. He's the first baseman. 0-0, double alt. Here comes the first pitch from Shover, and a little bit inside as 0-0 backs away from it. Mike Tyner said that's a little too close for me, and it registers on the board as a ball. Second delivery from Shover, and that was a swinging strike, and I believe that would have been a strike whether he swung or not.
Well, if he had met that ball, it would have been the last we'd seen of it.
Yeah, it might have been. It been in the lake on the other side of the playing field here. Okay, Shover gets his sign from the catcher, and that one was a little bit elevated. A little too high even for the catcher to handle there. Went over his head. Brian Brown.
Excitement right now, and it'll take them an inning to settle down just a little bit. We saw that from the
Moyer, the catcher. I had the wrong catcher playing for the wrong team. That was Macon Moyer. And another ball a little bit on the high side. So that gives us a count now of 3 balls and 1 strike. So the pitcher, Josh Shover, is a little behind in the count right now. He looks in for the sign, nods his head, and says, "Ooh, here it comes." And he walks him. First walk of the ball game so far. Mike Tyner goes to first base on the walk. Now we bring up the pitcher for. It's a little unusual to see a pitcher in this part of the batting order, but he's batting third. Bobby Smith, the pitcher, must be a good hitter, and he's a good pitcher too. There's the first pitch, a little high. The runner at first bluffs going to first.
Oh, I was going to say,
throw over from the pitcher.
Mike Tyner's got a long set of legs on him.
Yes,
he looks like he would be a stealing threat.
Yep.
I don't know.
Sure does. Okay. Pitcher back to the plate, and he gets another pitch that's high.
Bobby stands in there. He's not afraid of that because he's had 2 really in close on him.
Yeah, Josh Shover is is just a little bit wild here in the beginning of the second inning. Yeah, he's behind in the count again. 2 balls, no strikes. And there's a shot right by the second baseman, and the runner is going to third, and if he had him, I believe, had he not dropped the ball.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was there in time, but he just couldn't quite hang on to it.
And on the throw to third, the runner takes second, so Oakland is threatening here, the first threat of this ball game.
Let's see, I wonder if they're going to score that single and he advanced on the throw.
I don't know. We don't have any indication out here exactly about that, but they don't show us the errors. But anyway, we have runners at second and third now, 1 out, and 1 strike on the batter, who is Adrian Ely. Adrian Ely, he's a tall, lanky boy. Got a wicked-looking swing on that bat, and the pitcher brushes him back and sits him down.
Josh still having problems with that high and inside.
Yeah, Josh is having a little bit of a problem at the moment, but he'll settle down here in a little bit. All right, we've got runners at second and third. Mike Tyner's over here on third, and there's a swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Adrian Ely. 0-0. Wasn't caught asleep over there.
He's worrying the pitcher a little bit.
Yeah, he's worrying the pitcher a little bit. Mike Tyner looks like he could flat fly to me. I'm not sure, but it just looks like
he got third base in a hurry.
High fly ball. Center fielder's got it in his sights. He's coming in, and the tag at third. He's coming home, and the first run scores by 0-0. Mike Tyner. And on the throw to home plate, the runner advances to third.
Okay, so Adrian flies out, but he gets a run batted in.
And advances Bobby Smith to third in scoring position. 2 out. We've had a couple of loud high fly balls to the center fielder in the first half of the first inning. There's a called strike over the outside corner of the plate. Kevin Wall is the batter for the Oakland Bambinos. He's the third baseman. Got a man on third there. He'd love to move him in and make the score 2-0. All right, there's another call strike, same spot, identical it appeared, and a throw over to third, but no problem there. The runner was back, easy enough. 2 strikes on the batter right now. Here comes the delivery. Did he swing? They say not. They say not. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
In the crowd, aren't
yeah. Yeah. He didn't even ask for any help from the first baseman there. He said he held back. Okay. Kevin Ball with a count of 1-2. Just a little bit outside. He tried to put that right where he put those first 2 strikes, but it was a little on the outside, bringing the count to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kevin Wall, third baseman for the Oakland Bambinos. Shover ready to deliver. Here comes the pitch, and there it is, but it's going to fade foul.
And you can see the water splashing there a little bit down
the ball. It's been wet here. Been wet
sidelines there.
So that doesn't add anything to the totals. The count was already 2 strikes and 2 balls, and that foul puts him right back where he was, 2-2. 2 out in the inning, and a call strike 3. And I don't think Kevin was particularly happy about that situation either, but anyway, there you have the first complete inning, and the score stands at Oakland 1, Stanton, here I go, Stanton, Virginia. It's spelled Staunton, and I've been guilty of calling it Staunton, but it's Stanton. There's the score, 1-0, Oakland over Stanton. And we'll be back with more of the Bambino World Series in just a minute. Leading off here in the top of the second inning for Stanton is Eric Harris, the first baseman, number 15. And the pitcher is Bobby Smith for the Oakland Bambinos. He got his first 3 batters, 1, 2, 3 in the first inning, and he'll try to repeat that performance. Here comes the first pitch, and it's outside, ball 1. So Eric watched that one and let it go by, and it's a ball.
I would have just about bet that Eric was a first baseman. He's tall. He can stretch.
He looks like it. He sure does. All right, there's a call strike right down the heart of the plate. And Eric looked at it, but is a little too good for the umpire to let pass. So it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
I believe he was kind of fooled on that one.
Yeah.
It looked like he kind of wished he had that one back about halfway through.
Yeah. Bobby Smith, he fires the ball in there right powerfully.
Yes, he does. Both these pitchers.
Of course, now we don't have the speedometers and all of that the big networks have and all that sort of thing.
Well, I've always heard it said it's where the ball is.
Yeah, we can't give you the miles per hour. All right, a ball just recorded there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the delivery and a swinging miss and an out. So there's the first out here in the top of the second inning.
It's Bobby's first strikeout of the game.
Yeah, and Eric Harris goes down swinging.
Number 14, the pitcher, Josh Schober.
He looked pretty good on that batter. He maybe has settled down a little bit from his first appearance because, as we said, this is an important game, certainly. The winner goes on to the finals.
All right, the Stanton pitchers at the plate now. Josh Stover, so it's pitcher versus pitcher. And Bobby Smith fires in a swinging strike.
I wonder if that adds a little incentive even at this level. You want to strike the pitcher out.
I would imagine it does. The second delivery now from Bobby is way outside. Good stop by the catcher. Not that that was important. Nobody on base here. But it's 1-1. Ball 1, strike 1. 1 out. 1-0 Oakland. Another swinging miss. Strike 2. It's a beautiful afternoon weather-wise. Some lazy clouds around in the background, helping to hold the temperature down again. Here comes the pitch, and there it dribbles out to the third baseman, who picks it up and fires to first base in plenty of time and retires the Stanton pitcher, Josh Schover. Schover. The Oakland third baseman, Kevin Wall, scooped that up and fired it over to Mike Tyner in plenty of time. All right. Wow. That one was a little bit on the inside. That's, I guess, what you call a brushback.
He's too young to shave now.
On Macon Moyer, who's at the plate, the catcher for the Stanton Bambinos. That one was a little bit of a whisker trimmer. And it's ball 1 as Mike Smith winds up and fires again, and Macon swings and misses.
You know,
1-1.
They're swinging at and missing. They're missing badly, so they have things now.
Yeah. Winds and makes. That was a little bit on the high side. Is recorded as ball 2. Ball 2, strike 1. 2 out here in the top half of the second inning. Macon Moyer, the batter, waiting for the delivery. There it is. Swings and misses. 2-2 the count, according to the ump.
Macon steps out, wants to think about it just a minute. He kind of wishes he had that swing back.
Yeah, I think so too. Here comes Bobby Smith's delivery on the 3-2.
And he swung the ball there,
he swung at a ball, I believe, and missed. And, of course, that retires the side in the top of the second inning. You're with us at the Bambino World Series being played in Commerce, Georgia. I might add the Oakland team is playing in this World Series, and they are among the undefeated to this point. I guess we call this...
As is Stanton.
Yeah,
this
as
is
is
a winner's
Stanton.
bracket game.
Yeah, and this, I assume that this would be considered the quarterfinals with the semifinals tomorrow and then the finals on Saturday.
The loser of this game still has a shot at going to
Yep.
the championship game, but they will have to drop down into the loser's bracket and play the winner of the Fern Creek Cedar Rapids game.
Tonight at 8.
That will be played later on, so we don't at this time know who that will be.
Yeah.
And then they would have to win that game to go on to the championship game. So the loser still has a shot at it, but it's going to be a little tougher.
What I started to say there about Oakland, and it slipped my mind, Oakland and Commerce were in competition for the Bambino World Series. And in the presentations to the Bambino League officials, or the Babe Ruth League officials, I should say, because this is Babe Ruth League baseball, and this is the Bambino division. There are a couple of other divisions in Babe Ruth League baseball. But anyway, Oakland and Commerce were in competition for the World Series, and Commerce won out, and the World Series was brought here to Commerce. And tremendous community effort on the part of the people here in Commerce and Jackson County and the surrounding areas. They've just done a super job. All right, we're about ready to get back to play here in the bottom half of the second inning. The score 1-0, Oakland over Stanton.
We might mention also that for those that aren't familiar with this Babe Ruth Bambino baseball, there's 6 innings in this game,
yes.
in case they were wondering.
Yep.
So they haven't left early when we get to 6 innings. That's all there is.
Josh Stover on the mound for Stanton, rubbing up the baseball. Number 12, the center fielder for Oakland, is at the plate. He's a left-hander, southpaw, and he's ready for Shover's first delivery. Here it comes. Ball 1. It's a little bit warm in here where we are in the broadcast booth assigned to us. The facilities are very nice here, but we have plexiglass in front of us here, and it is warm. And there's the second delivery from Josh Stover to Damon Lynch, and it's a ball 2.
Damon showing a good eye here.
Yep, Damon backing out and taking a practice swing or two there. And
I believe they've had some good instruction in making sure you're right where you want to be in that batter's box before you get the pitch.
And there's a foul ball by the third base coach.
Keep the coach awake down there.
Yeah, that'd wake up the coach. He was awake, or he might have been asleep. Okay, strike 1 on that foul ball. 2 balls, 1 strike here on number 12, Damon Lynch, the Oakland center fielder. Here's Shover's delivery, and it was a little bit high and outside, I believe. Registers as another ball. Ball 3, strike 1. Shover's behind in the count again here with Lynch. Ready for the delivery. Here it comes, and take the base. Ball 4. So Damon Lynch gets on base.
Well,
by
this
the
is the way it
walk-through.
started for him last inning.
Yep.
They got the got the first, they got the second man on base, but they got their run off a man that walked.
That's true. The Robert Sasser steps to the plate now. Number 14. He's the left fielder. Shover is having a little problem getting the ball down. He's been high on nearly all his pitchers and on all his pitches, and the manager has decided he's going to go out and talk to him. You can see the expression on his face. He's real dejected and discouraged and upset right now, and that could play a part on in his performance, because if it gets to you a little bit, it's bound to affect you, and you start trying a little too hard.
They've played well to get to this point, and I'm sure his manager is out there telling him, just throw it the way you can throw it.
And throw it in there like you know how to do it. And he'll settle down here in a little bit. The sun begins to drop in behind some of the surrounding fluffy clouds here, and thank goodness at the moment they are fluffy and not
kind
wet.
of threatening a little earlier.
Yes, it did. All right, there's a good delivery, and he's going for the double play. He tags out the runner, and he gets them both. Nice play there. Nice play, double play. 2 out. That's good baseball right there, Connie.
Yeah, he did a good job. That's the only way he could have gotten that double play was to tag the man.
He had to tag the man out.
That's the only chance he had, and he made it.
Second baseman came up with the ball, and he stepped over, and that's David Fitt, by the way. And he tagged the runner from first to second, and then threw out the Robert Sasser, who had hit the ball to him at first. So there's 2 away. Now we've got number 1, Damian Britt, the shortstop. Fine little play. And here's a little pop ball if they don't collide out there.
Well, which one caught it?
Well,
okay, second baseman?
I believe the second baseman got it. I was afraid they were going to collide there or something, but the second baseman picked it off for the 3rd out, and that takes us now to the end of the 2nd inning. And these teams don't lose any time in switching positions. Boy, when the one team is out, the other is out there ready to play within just a few seconds. So we're going to take a pause right here now, and we'll be back to the Bambino World Series in just a minute. The action here at the Bambino World Series in Commerce, Georgia. Top of the 3rd inning, and here's the first pitch to number 5 of Stanton. That's Chris Acord. Chris Acord, the left fielder, number 5. And he is charged with a strike on the first pitch from Bobby Smith. Here comes Smith's second delivery. Right down the middle, and a call strike. I don't think David thought too highly of that, but that's the name of the game, and you don't argue with the umpire. He's like your wife. His word is final. Albeit, there you go.
Chris didn't like any of
third call strike. And so
that's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Bobby Smith. Bobby
Smith is firing him in there. That's Chris Acord. The name is spelled A-C-O-R-D.
Number 6.
Now then,
Jeff Huntley.
Jeff Huntley steps up to the plate. He is the 3rd baseman. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. And there's a bouncer right to the shortstop. Fires across to first base. 0-0, and retires the runner.
That hit right off home plate, too.
And it bounced just right for the play. Right into the shortstop's glove, and he threw quickly to first and retired the runner. Here's another southpaw up now, number 3, Damon Lee. He's the right fielder for Stanton, number 3. First pitch is a strike. Bobby Smith looking in, getting a sign, winds, and here comes the pitch. Ow! I don't know if it hit him or not. The umpire is asking, and Damon says no. Even if it did, he wouldn't admit it. He wants to hit the ball.
he started to think about bunting, and then he thought he better take a sand shot on that one.
I believe the 3rd base umpire and the home plate umpire are going to talk about this a little bit. It looked to me as if it might have bounced off his left foot. But he's hopping because he likes to do that. As I say, I believe Damon, he wants to hit that ball. All right, it's ball 1, strike 1 on Damon Lee, number 3. Bobby Smith winds and throws. He fires that ball in there. I'd love to know what the speed on that is.
It would be interesting because it does move across the plate.
He puts it in there like a bullet. Ball 2, strike 1 on Damon Lee. And that one missed just a little bit outside, and the catcher, Brian Brown's going to go out and have a little conference with Bobby Smith. Didn't take them long. Whatever they had to say, they got said in a hurry. Maybe he told him to slow down just a little bit and take it easy as he steps back off the mound, and now advances back to the rubber and is ready to fire the 3-1 pitch. And here it comes, and a fired up fastball. Even through this plexiglass, you could hear that ricochet up here in the booth. So strike.
Full count.
2, full count. Top of the third.
Bobby shaking off a pitch, and
Yeah,
now
didn't
he's
like
got
that. And he must have known what he was talking about, because he fired a swinging third strike in there and retired Damon Lee and the side. I tell you, it doesn't take long to play one of these ball games, does it?
Doesn't.
It's like the fellow that stayed up so late at night, was waking so early in the morning. He says it sure doesn't take long to spend the night around here. All right, at the end of 2.5, midway in the third inning, the score remains Oakland 1 and the Stanton Bambinos 0.
Bobby Smith has had 2 strikeouts in the last 2 innings, each of the last 2 innings. So even with that kind of wild streak he had briefly there with the last hitter, he's doing a good job.
Right. And Josh Schober, he's going to settle down here in a minute or two. He's had a little bit of problem. Most of his balls have been high and outside.
Yeah, Josh, and he's not happy with himself either. He knows he can get it across the plate better than that, and I imagine that one of the coaches or the manager tried to calm him down in between innings there a little bit and said, Josh, get out there and just have a good time, probably.
Absolutely, and just settle down a little bit. Okay, number 15 steps to the plate for the Oakland Bambinos, and here comes Josh's first delivery, and it's a little on the low side.
Got it down anyway.
Yeah, he's got it down, but a little too far down. Now, when he hits a happy medium here, he'll have it made. Ball 1, no strikes. Bottom of the second inning. That one rose on him a little bit. Ball 2, no strikes. He's behind in the count. He's been behind with most of the batters he's faced in this particular game. Okay, he winds and throws, and there's what a catch. What a catch by the right fielder. Tremendous catch by the Stanton right fielder, and you can hear the crowd appreciating that. Damon Lee. I tell you right now, I don't care who you're rooting for, you have to appreciate a play like that.
Well, he misjudged the ball a little bit, but he certainly made up for it.
He recovered, and just a superb play.
He looked like he took a step in and then saw it was going to carry a little better than he thought, and he really adjusted well.
So I guess you'd say that Brian Brown was robbed. Okay, Mike DeBellis at the plate now.
That would have been extra bases probably, too.
Yeah, if he had... You heard that wasn't thunder in the background. That was the foul ball coming back here. Mike DeBellis took a crack at it and didn't get all of it. And sort of came back here into the booth area. Strike 1.
Shook the whole place.
Yes, it did. The facilities here are great, and as I say, you really can't appreciate what's been done here unless you had seen what this situation was about 3 or 4 months ago when they started the construction of this accommodation to handle the Bambino World Series.
Mike didn't even have to duck for that one.
That one was, Josh is still having a little trouble with his control.
Mike, we were talking about Mike a while ago. Now, he's a little guy, and he has got a small strike zone, too.
I say about
one of the shorter players, I guess.
6.5 inches would be his strike zone, I think. Okay, Josh looking determined, gets his sign, winds, and here comes the delivery.
What a
swing. That little fella does have a terrific swing.
He really does.
Mike DeBellis, he's the second baseman. You don't have to be big to play this game, and fellas like Mike can prove that. All right, strike 2, ball 1 on Mike DeBellis. Josh Schober on the mound for Stanton. Macon Moyer behind the plate.
This is Mike's second at bat, and he got his money's worth out of his swing the first time around.
There's the...
I don't know how that missed him.
Well, Mike's so short, he just ducked under it. And a little high and inside. Ball 2. But just watch this young fella at his swing. Now, he takes a terrific cut at the ball. Yeah, they didn't get that one exactly in the vicinity that he could swing.
He puts all that weight on the back foot, and for a little guy, he gets all of his weight in his swing when he does swing at it.
He sure does. And so, again, Schober is behind in the count. It's 3-2 on Mike DeBellis.
Now, Mike struck out the first time up, and
And he takes the base on balls. That one was a little bit high. He started to swing at it, but held up. So
I know Josh hated to lose him on that one when he was so close.
Yeah, Mike DeBellis takes first on a walk. And 0-0 is back at the plate for Oakland. Mike Tyner, first baseman, takes a ball. Looked like he might have had ideas about it, but changed his mind. Chauffeur winds and delivers, and there's a over the head of the left fielder. This might get a run home. DeBellis is going to be held at third, and of course Tyner takes second base. A double to the fence over the center fielder's head.
That was
the left fielder's head, I believe. I'm sorry, excuse me.
I thought at first that he might get to that. Of course, it's kind of hard to tell from the angle we're at exactly where he is in relation to the ball, but he was headed in that direction, but it was just ahead of him.
And, of course, we are at a little bit of a lower elevation here. We don't get a full scope of the playing field, and it is a little hard to judge from this angle how deep the ball really is. But it was over the head of the left fielder, went to the fence, and, of course, it resulted in a double for Mike Tyner, and it advanced Mike DeBellis to third base. So you've got two runners in scoring position. You have one out. Here in the bottom of the third
Both of the
inning.
hits in this game have been doubles, too.
Yep. Here comes Chauver's delivery, and a swinging strike to number 4. That is
Bobby Smith.
Bobby Smith, pitcher for the Oakland Bambinos. Like I said a little bit ago, it's a little unusual to see the pitcher. And there's a ball down the third base line. He's going to come home, and he's safe. And the runners advance.
And the catcher, I don't believe, noticed Bobby heading for second.
No, I don't believe he did either. The throw, the runner was a little bit in the way, of course, and the catcher didn't hold on to the ball, and the runner was safe. So DeBellis scores, and in the attempt to get the runner at home, the batter proceeded on to second base. So we still have runners at second and third, and only one out. You know, I said it's a little unusual to see the pitcher third in the batting order, but I guess that explains why, don't you imagine, Connie?
I would say that'd be pretty good evidence.
So
that was really, I guess, a fielder's choice, because he made the most of that. A fielder's choice to wind up on second base.
Well, the score is now 2-0, Oakland over Stanton, and we've got a pass ball, and we're going to have another score, and the runner advances to third base. 3-0, Oakland over Stanton. Ball got by the catcher, and Mike Tyner on third. He scored, and
Bobby Smith goes to third.
Bobby Smith.
So they've still got a runner
on
scoring
third
position.
and one out. Didn't mean to, but did.
Got the crowd involved in that one.
He involved the crowd a little bit in that one. Ball one, strike one, one out. 3-0 Stanton over Oakland. Oakland at the bat. Adrian Ely at the plate. Here comes Chauver's delivery, and here's the ball and he dropped it. We'll get a score out of this, and the runner will advance to third. It's over his head, and he will score. Adrian Ely scores on a couple of errors there, and he was preceded by Bobby Smith from third base, and that advances the score to 5-0. Oakland over Stanton. Little series of errors there cost.
Yeah, I'd say there had to be 2 errors on that particular play. So we had a pass ball and 2 errors in this Bottom of the third.
Kevin Wall
How are your reflexes?
sends one our way. Pretty good. That would have missed me. That one came right back this way.
I think my eyes got about as big as that baseball for just a second.
Kevin Wall at the plate, fouls the first pitch back for a strike, misses the second one, strike 2. So Josh is ahead of the batter in this instance.
Josh is a little pumped up right now.
Yeah.
He's wanting to get these guys out.
Yep. Josh winds and delivers a little on the high side to Kevin. The clouds covering the sun now, getting a little shady out there. Maybe this is going to be a little more comfortable for them. Here's the delivery to Wall. Inside, he backs up a little bit to avoid that, and the count comes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Josh winds and delivers, and my reflexes are still good. This plexiglass in front of us here, you forget it's there when you see the ball start this direction, and
well, I tell you, if they hit this plexiglass, the audio may go dead for a little while because we may both faint.
Okay, there's a ball, low and outside. 2 balls, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Josh really has problems right now, and I really think it's a mental thing with him right now. He's had some problems, and he's had a couple of errors behind him, which hadn't helped. But it's going to get to you at any level, professional or wherever you are, and certainly that's still true here at the Bambino level. So.
Right. But these are great young athletes, and some of the folks we're looking at may one of these days. There's right back to the pitcher, and Josh gets a chance to help his own cause there, and does.
That's 2 away.
That's 2 away. He fires the ball over to Eric Harris and retires Kevin Wall.
Did that very deliberately, too.
It was right back at him. It did bounce a couple of times to slow it down a little bit. It wasn't a barn burner back at him. He scooped it up and made the out himself. Damon Lynch is, they've taken...
Coach is getting better, too, isn't he?
Yeah, they got something against the third base coach over there. That's the second one he's had fired at him. All right, Damon steps back, takes another practice swing or 2, and steps back to the plate, so that just registered as a strike. Here comes the delivery, and there's another foul ball down the first base line.
I'll tell you, a strikeout right now would do Josh a world of good. To
really help build his confidence.
It really would.
Yep.
And of course, a 5-run lead in a game like this is certainly not
insurmountable.
No, not by any means. The game we watched the end of right before this one, the final I think was 16-0. So there can be a lot of runs scored in these games.
All right, that one's a little low, and the first ball recorded here against
I think Josh wanted him to go fishing a little bit on that when he had 2 strikes on him, and maybe he just wanted him to swing at bad pitch.
Play him with that one a little bit.
Yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's the pitch, a little high and outside, evening up the count.
Damon stands in there right over that plate, too.
It always interests me to watch how the different players assume different positions. And you notice they always ask the umpire for time until they get in position just exactly like they want to be. Here's a loud, long fly. Is it going to be out of here?
That's a home run.
Home run. Cleared the fence. So
it was about as high as it was long.
Yes, it was. So Damon gets the congratulations of his teammates and the high fives and all that good stuff. All that good stuff. Down below us here as he comes back toward the dugout, he really does get a reception. So that brings the score to 6-0. Oakland over Stanton here in the bottom of the third inning. That was a good, clean, solid hit.
Not any doubt about it.
He got it in the sweet spot, as they say when you're hitting a golf ball. Robert Sasser steps to the plate now. They're kind of roughing up Josh a little bit, and that was
a lot of velocity on that.
A lot of velocity, but
lost his control
too much altitude too. 6-0. Oakland over Stanton. Robert Sasser at the plate. Josh winds and delivers.
That's a pretty
swing and a miss. 1-1. 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Getting a little coaching there from third base side there.
Yep. You better be careful. He'll knock him out of the box over there again in a minute. A little wild on that pitch. Recording ball 2. Ball 2, strike 1. 2 out. Bottom of the 3rd. The Bambino World Series from Commerce, Georgia. Josh winds and delivers, and swinging strike. Count evens at 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Triple deuces.
Robert was involved in that fine-looking double play last inning.
Yep. Shover delivers, and there is his strikeout. That should build a little confidence for Josh Shover. So. And he strikes out the last batter in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the 4th inning now, but before we do, let's take a brief timeout. We'll be back to the Bambino World Series in a minute. Back to the action. Top of the 4th inning now. And Stanton, Virginia, comes to bat. And they come back to the top of the batting order, I believe, here. Number 12, David Fitt.
David's got an interesting apparatus on his batting helmet. I believe I'd want a little extra protection, too. I noticed I don't see any others that have had that.
He might have had some kind of injury to his mouth or jaw, or might have some dental work he needs to protect or something. Okay, waiting for the delivery from Mr. Smith. He winds, and here it comes. He has had his control in good condition.
Yeah, the balls that he has thrown have, for the most part, been close.
Yeah.
They have not been way outside or way inside for the most part.
And his first pitch was recorded as a ball. Here comes his second delivery, and it was on the inside. Ball 2. We got a good position here for the home plate umpire. We can almost read his mind here. We get to see his signals and don't have any trouble keeping up with the balls and the strikes. Here comes the delivery, and man, that was a hummer right down Peachtree. Isn't that what Kerry says?
He's faster of anything,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
They're not putting the balls and strikes up on the scoreboard, I think, is why they have stopped here for a moment.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get the scoreboard keeper.
I have it down 2 balls and 1 strike right now. That's what they've just put up.
That's right. 2 balls and 1 strike. And
top of the 4th inning.
David Fitt. One of the coaches is Richard Fitt. I don't know if there's any relation to David here or not, but very possibly could be.
If the player fits, I guess.
Yeah. There's a swinging strike, evening the count at 2-2. These youngsters have been here all week from Stanton, Virginia, and Oakland, California. And Fitt gets the bat on the ball, but he also registers an out, the second baseman.
That was just about a check swing out, too.
Yep.
He didn't really follow through on that, like you might want it back.
Yeah, Mike DeBellis scooped it up and fired it to Eric Harris and recorded the first out here in the top of the 4th inning. All right, Danny Moats. Another small target for the pitcher. Stands at the plate and waits for the delivery. Came around on that one just a little bit late and fouled it over into the stands.
You know, I'll tell you something that has impressed me so far is the demeanor of all these young men. They look like little professionals out there, don't they?
Yeah. All right, here comes the delivery, and that one got away from Bobby just a little bit and on the high side. You know, I started to say a while ago, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. I started to say a while ago, we may be looking at some future Major League ball players out here.
Very likely.
Always interesting to think of that. Here's the wind and the pitch and a foul ball. This counts as a whole strike.
But they are playing their positions well. You can tell they're well coached.
Yep.
Of course, the teams that have gotten to this level of play obviously have had a lot of things going for them. They got talent, they got good coaching, and good spirit.
And these are all-star teams from their respective regions. And
Danny would love to have that one back.
Danny would love very much to have that one back as he records the second out here in the top of the 4th.
Let's take a real quick break here. We'll be right back with more action from the Bambino World Series.
Jason Ware at the plate. Hits it right back to the pitcher and retires the side. Let's see, I believe Stanton has gone down 1, 2, 3 in all the innings, if I'm not mistaken.
They certainly have. This is their fourth, and that's the fourth time they've gone down 1, 2, 3.
I don't like to say anything about no-hitters, but has Stanton had a hit yet, Connie?
Not as of yet, no.
Connie's keeping the book over there, and that was what I was thinking. So that moves us through the top of the fourth to the bottom of the fourth inning. And Bobby Smith, at this point in time, hasn't allowed a hit.
And he's had 5 strikeouts,
too. 5 strikeouts.
Mm-hmm.
So he might be that major leaguer we're talking about, you know.
Most everything has been kept pretty much in the infield, too. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of 5-3 putouts, 4-3, 6-3. Mm-hmm. And so he's got control right now.
Several of the Stanton players have hit the ball and hit it solidly, but as you say, they've all been...
They've hit it at somebody.
Yeah, it's been at somebody, basically in the infield. And, well, we did have one loud fly.
Yeah, they had one fly out to the center fielder, and that's been the longest ball hit for Stanton to this point.
Right. Okay, we've had a pitching change here for Stanton. Number 3 is out there, and let's see if we can figure out from our list who that is. And I don't have
a number 3.
Yeah, I do too. He's been playing right field.
Okay,
that's Damon Lee.
That's right. They do a little bit of that.
Yeah, let's see if we can figure out who's in right field now.
They only have numbers on the back here until they turn around.
Turn around for us a little bit more, please. I believe it's number 4. I can't tell.
Well, that would be Chip Crable.
Uh-huh. We'll have to get him to turn here in a minute. Maybe we can see. Is it number 4? That's right. See there? He heard me. Number 4. Okay, we've got number 4 in right field now. And that's Chip Crable.
So he'll be taking the number 5 spot in the batting order.
Right. You know, it's, I think, one of the greatest things for the youth of America there is are the Little League, the Babe Ruth League, the Midget Football Leagues. They are tremendous, I think, for the youth of our country. All right, here's number 1, Bobby Smith at the plate. And they fire the first pitch across, the first pitch by the new pitcher for the Stanton Bambinos, Damon Lee. Damon Lee has been playing right field, and he has replaced Josh Shover on the mound for Stanton. And he, at this point, has recorded 2 balls, no strikes. And I believe that's going to be the third one. A little bit on the outside and high. Bobby Smith is, not Bobby Smith. I've got my wrong number here. That's Damian Britt at bat. Damian Britt at bat. Bobby Smith is the pitcher. Damian takes a mighty swing at it, but he records his second strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count on Damian Britt.
Damon pitching to Damian.
Yeah, Damon to Damian. And it's high and outside. Take your base, says the umpire, and they have Damian on the base by the walk route.
That should bring up the catcher, Brian Brown, again.
Yep. Number 15, Brian Brown. You notice how they always ask the umpire for time until they get their feet positioned exactly sure like the... Here's one back into the crowd. Foul ball, strike 1 on Brian Brown.
Well, Brian is the one that hit the ball that we just felt sure was going to go for extra bases a little while ago, wasn't he? And the right fielder made such a spectacular play.
Right. That was Damon Lee, who is now pitching, I believe, who made that play. There's one to the fence in center field. Here comes the relay into third. A double for Brian Brown. And Damian Britt moves to third base. 2 men in scoring position. Nobody out.
Stanton got the ball back in pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That ball was placed perfectly. It was right in between the center fielder and the left fielder, and neither one could quite get there.
That's right. And the center fielder rounded up the ball. That's Danny Moats, number 1, and threw it in and held the runner from scoring at least.
Mike looked like he was going to try to squeeze that run in there.
Yeah.
You know, Mike has faked the bunt a couple of times. I think he's trying to keep him alert out there.
Yeah. I think you're right. Mike DeBellis.
Mike struck out his first time up and walked in the 3rd inning, so this is his 3rd time at bat.
He takes a mighty swing at the ball, I'll say that for him. There's a ball outside.
He's got a pretty good eye, too. The
yes.
ones that we've seen him swing at have probably been in the strike zone,
yep.
and he's taken a mighty swing at them.
Mike DeBellis, number 7. Ready. He's situated just like he wants to be in the plate. And he tried to hold back, but it might have been a strike anyway. Regardless,
Would have been close.
It goes on the board as a strike, and he steps back to take a practice swing and says,
get that timing back, right?
Yeah, get this thing back in the
Well, I've noticed
gear.
that we've had a couple of them that sort of didn't follow through or did half swings, and they've stepped out and made sure they've got that swing back before they get back in there.
He's instructing the ump to hold things till I get ready. There comes
that
the
got
pitch,
him.
and it strikes the batter, and he goes to first. Hit batter. Well, the bases are loaded with Oakland Bambinos. The third base coach is giving them instructions now. Nobody out. Things could get a little bit out of hand right here.
Yeah, this is a critical part of the game. I mean, this is a 6-inning game, and we're in the 4th inning, and 6-run lead and bases loaded.
And the number 2 batter, 00, Mike Tyner, is going to get one of the runs in.
Good throw.
Good throw.
That was
excellent throw. That's the new right fielder, I believe, that threw that in here, Chip Crable. And only 1 run scored there, making it 7-zip. Oakland over Stanton.
That was a clean shot, too.
Yeah.
And let's see, he got an RBI on that.
Yeah. The Stanton coach goes out and has a little talk with the pitcher.
It's a good thing the young man on third, he thought about trying to come in after that first run scored, and it's a good thing he didn't, because he would have been out, I believe.
All right, I believe we have another pitching change here now. David Fitt is going to come in and take over those duties. And I believe we have a new left fielder. That is John West, number 13, I believe. So our new pitcher will get his warm-up pitches here. And then he will take over for Damon Lee, who took over for Josh Shover. So this will be the 3rd pitcher in this game for the Stanton Bambinos. Number 12 is now pitching.
In left field.
Number 12, David Fitt, F-I-T-T.
Number 12,
Okay.
David Fitt.
The score 7-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning here, so
And bases still
and the
full of
bases
Oakland players.
full of Oakland Bambinos, so this could be a rather precarious situation here. And as I said, number 13, John West, has gone out to play left field.
And importantly, no one out yet.
Right.
So this is a critical part of the game, because if they could get a double play and maybe only have 1 more run score, or maybe get a strikeout in a double play or something like that, they're still in this game, because it's
Number 4.
at this, well, at any level, you can score 4 runs in an inning and 3 runs in another. That wouldn't be real unusual. But if they let them get many more, I'm afraid they're going to be fighting for the championship game from the losers bracket.
Yep. But I started to say, even if they do lose this game, they're not out of it, because they still have the opportunity to play further, because they are both undefeated at this time. All right, the third base coach is giving instructions to his runners on base, and here comes the first delivery of David Fitt to Bobby Smith. So we got pitcher facing pitcher. Bobby Smith, I believe, still has no hits recorded in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right, Connie?
I believe that's right.
I believe that's correct. Okay, David's delivery is out of the strike zone. Red string ball 2. Back to the mound. Base is loaded. Looks in at the catcher. Gets his sign. Nods okay. Here it comes. And that records a strike. Over the outside of the plate. Strike 1, ball 2.
Bobby steps out there to get some signs from the coach.
Yep. Bobby Smith, the Oakland pitcher, facing David Fitt. David winds and delivers. Strike 2. He's found the strike zone there.
Sure has.
Evening up the count. 2-2. Scoreboard doesn't show that, but I believe it's 2-2 according to the umpire here.
Yeah,
now the
just
scoreboard
made that
shows
change,
it.
yeah.
Yep. David looks in, gets his sign. He's ready, and here he comes. Foul ball.
How are your teeth?
Well, they're chattering, but they're all right. So the count remains 2-2. Took a good cut at that ball, and
Yes, he did.
came back here in the press box area, but just below our plexiglass. I hope that plexiglass is shatterproof. If we get one directly in it, we may lose a cameraman here. David delivers, and a strike, but the ball gets away from the catcher. A run's coming in, and the runners advance to second and third. So Brian Brown came home from third when the ball got away from the pitcher on the strikeout. So there's one out now in the bottom of the fourth. Number 19 steps to the plate.
I know that's not the way they wanted to see him get another run. Certainly.
Definitely not.
If they're going to get it, they want him to hit the ball, I think.
Here's the delivery to Adrian. He took a mighty swing, but didn't connect. And we have runners at second and third. Mike DeBellis on third. And Brian Brown on second. Again, the ball gets away. And another run scores. Number 7, Mike DeBellis scores on the pass ball. The score is now moved to 9-zip. Oakland over Stanton. And a couple of pass balls have accounted for 2 runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. David Fitt is ready. Delivers. Here's a mighty fly ball, but the right fielder's waiting for it and has it. The runner tags and heads for home. But
good throw.
He got it. He got it. A good throw. A good throw and a good tag. Getting Mike Tyner at the plate and retiring the side. So the score remains 9-zip here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll continue with Bambino World Series baseball in just a minute. The lights don't reflect on our plexiglass protection here that's in front of us. The lights have just been turned on as it's beginning to darken just a little bit as we move toward sundown during this particular game. How about it, Mr. Cameraman? Are we getting any glare problems there at this point in time? I hope not.
They say everything looks fine, so I guess we're in good shape.
All right, that's good. Top of the 5th inning now, and Bobby Smith still on the mound for the Oakland Bambinos, and number 15 takes a mighty swing but misses. That's Eric Harris, first baseman for the Stanton Bambinos, and the third base coach comes down, wants to have a little conversation with Eric, and they talk things over there for a minute.
Well, it has certainly not been Stanton's night to this point, because they have been 3 up and 3 down in every inning to this point, so they do need to get to work.
Okay, let's see if Eric can turn things around here after that little coaching conversation with the third base coach, and Mr. Smith fires another strike right down the middle.
Interesting to see the difference in the size of these young men. Now, Eric's a big fella, and compare him with Mike DeBellis on Oakland, and there's a pretty big difference.
And there is a strike right down through the middle, and the first out here in the top of the 5th inning. Eric Harris striking out. Number 4 for Stanton. Right.
He's batting in the slot that the original pitcher for Stanton was pitching in, Josh Schober.
And Chip gets good aluminum on the ball, and a great catch out there by number 19 for the Oakland Bambinos, Adrian Ely. He almost collided with the center fielder there, but he made the catch.
They're talking it over now.
Yeah,
get their signal straight here.
Let's get our signal straightened out here. But anyway, Adrian and Damon Lynch both going for the ball, and of course Adrian making the catch, and that's 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. All right, at bat now for Stanton is number 2, and that's Mike Hebner. Mike has just come into the game in the last inning. Number 2, Mike Hebner, Hevener. 1 strike, no balls, 2 outs. He wanted to, and didn't
pull the trigger on that.
Couldn't pull the trigger on that one, and it cost him. That's a strike, called strike. And he wants a little time to meditate here, so he steps out of the box, and of course the Oakland first baseman comes over to converse with the pitcher just a bit here. Hebner's ready, and there's a foul ball down the first base line. First baseman goes over and scoops it up. 0-0. Mike Heiner.
The handle. I imagine that stung the old hands just a little bit.
Yep. But it was a foul ball. So Mike Hebner is still alive. 2 strikes, no balls. He's in the batter's box, and he's ready, and here comes Bobby Smith's delivery. And this one is fair, but he's going to be out. First baseman does it all by himself, and that retires the side. Again, Stanton goes down 1, 2, and 3. So that gets us through the top of the 5th, and each time I believe Stanton has gone down in order, and have not yet recorded a hit, I don't believe. So
no, it's still a no-hitter going for Bobby Smith.
You don't like to mention things like that because it always seems to jinx him, but Bobby can't hear it, and he doesn't know it, and he'll just keep firing them in there like he's been doing.
He's got 6 strikeouts too, and he's faced the minimum.
We could have in the double elimination process, because had they, one of them would have had to been a loser.
Right.
So they are both undefeated.
But they could face each other again.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility.
It's a possibility.
And you have to remind folks, it's looking a little lopsided right now, but the Stanton team is a fine, outstanding team, and they have played a lot of good baseball to get to this point. And they're having a hard time with Oakland right now, but they're a fine team, and they're just having trouble getting things going today.
David Fitt is still pitching for Stanton, and Macon Moyer is still his battery mate, and Well, I think the real key to this thing so far, and I think it's evident in the fact that Stanton is using their third pitcher, that Oakland's pitching has just been super to this point. Bobby Smith has just done a super job, and he's retired everybody he's faced. And 6 strikeouts, did you say, Connie?
So far, yeah.
6
yeah.
strikeouts.
And it looks like Oakland's going to get some subs in to play in this game. And we were talking about what a small young fella Mike DeBellis was. Well, the fella that's about to come up to the plate is another one. That's Lonnie Killingsworth, number 2.
Killingsworth, number 2. Lonnie Killingsworth. Let me get him in my records here. I don't know what position he's going to play because he's just come into the game. And he's batting for whom here, Connie?
Well, let's see. I believe he's going to be...
We'll just have to wait and
batting
see.
for Kevin Wall, I think.
I believe so.
I think that's right.
All right, he tells the ump to hold things here till I get set. Number 2. He's a little bitty fella. And here comes Fitz' first pitch. I changed the young man's name, David Fitt, and I was calling him Britt. All right, we're in the bottom of the 5th. Lonnie Killingsworth at the plate. Here comes the delivery, and he's a little bit late on that one. Foul ball down the first base line. Foul by a good distance. So has 1 strike and 1 ball in the count. David gets the sign, winds, and delivers. That one gets by the catcher. Ump throws in a new ball. Ball 2, strike 1. Stanton has just had some pitching problems in this game, no question about it. David of the call. Here comes the pitch. Up this into the crowd over beside our booth. Strike 2.
Well, I think one thing that, of course, Josh was upset with himself that he wasn't pitching better, because I know he's pitched some fine baseball this year. Had a couple of errors behind him in the field that helped that situation along, though, too.
There's David's delivery. Ball 3. Here's another one of those players that's got a 6-inch strike zone.
I don't know. I believe this one may be 5-inch.
Might be. Lonnie Killingsworth.
He packs a wallop in that bat, though.
He took a mighty swing at it, but he fans. And I'm anxious to see where he's going to play in the field. You know, this third base coach over here, I just believe that he at some time has been either a amateur or professional baseball player. He just looks like a baseball player.
He does, doesn't he?
Number 20.
He does.
Yeah. The Oakland coach. All right, we have number 3. We've got another substitute in the game for Oakland. He's another one of them.
It's going to be Darrell Buckley.
Darrell Buckley, who has another 5-inch strike zone there at the plate for Oakland. I think it's good to see a lot of these youngsters get a chance to play.
Oh, yeah, and I'm sure that's what they're doing now, because give them a chance to play in this game, and then as you go, assuming that they go on and win this game, you go to the championship game, and you've got some fellas that have some playing time under their belt in this World Series.
And they can tell their grandchildren they played in the World Series.
That's
They
right.
don't have to tell them it's the Bambino World Series. Well, we've got 3 balls recorded against Darrell Buckley. No strikes. So David Fitt is way behind in the count to Darrell Buckley. There's a strike.
That's a good solid strike, too.
Yeah, if we didn't have this plexiglass in here, we wouldn't have to say a thing. We could just listen to the umpire down there, because he's like, I can't remember the Major League umpire's name, that, boy, you don't have any doubt about it being a strike when he's calling. Here's a little infield fly. First baseman takes it and records the second out here in the inning. So the defenses maybe are tightening up here a little bit for.
Well, only in one other inning has Oakland gone down 1-2-3, and that was because of a double play, too.
Derek Levingston, Levingston is at the plate now for Oakland. Another player that'll be entering the game, number 40, Derek Livingston. David fires the ball in. Ball 2. Derek's having a little control problem here, too. Here comes his third offering to Derek, and it, too, is a ball. 3-0, the count on Derek Livingston. Each team, I believe, carries 15 players. There's ball 4. So Derek takes first on a walk. These, if I understand it correctly, these are all-star teams.
That's my understanding.
From these different parts of the country. And so they have gone through the all-star competition in their particular states and are the champions. And now they have come to compete for the national championship in the Bambino division of Babe Ruth League baseball.
Damian Brett walked last inning and wound up scoring when Brian Brown hit a double.
Counts even on Damian. 1 strike, 1 ball. He's ready for pitch delivery, and here it comes. A little bit inside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. These youngsters, I believe, are 10, 11, and 12 years old, if I am correct, in the Bambino division. It delivers. This is going to drop in for a hit. And here is the runner advancing to third, and he is safe. That was Derek Livingston moving over to third. And
Damian takes second on that throw.
Takes second on that throw.
That was a pretty close play at third base, too. Good throw from the fielder.
But anyway, Damian advances to second on the throw to third, trying to catch the runner over there. Pitch delivery is a little bit low and records as a ball. What is they say about those walks will kill you?
That's a fact.
And you got a man on third right now that walked, and then Damian dropped one in between the shortstop and the right fielder, and on the throw to third, trying to catch Livingston.
Brian's 1 for 2 today. He flying out to the right fielder at his first at bat and got a double the second time around. So he's looking for his second hit.
Brian Brown, 2 balls, no strikes. There's a call strike. Ball 2, strike 1. I don't know whether you can hear the umpire in the background or not, but he does sound it off. 2-1 the count. 2 out. Bottom of the 5th. There's another call strike. Brian didn't get too excited about that. He backed off and shook his head a little bit, but that evens the count. 2-2 on Brian Brown. We got Derek Livingston just itching to come in over here. And there's a ball right back to the pitcher. Fires to the first baseman, Eric Harris, and retires the side. Okay, that brings us to inning 6. The score remains 9-0. Oakland over Stanton. And again, Stanton has been unable to record a hit in this game so far. So Bobby Smith for Oakland has a no-hitter going at this point, and there's just 1 inning left to play, and more than likely just 1/2 inning left to play. Tell you what, we'll be back to the Bambino World Series in just a minute. Okay, here we are, top of the 6th inning, and Bobby Smith at the mound is 3 outs away from a no-hitter. I don't know if they've had any no-hitters in the series yet or not, but anyway, we'll find out here in just a minute. Okay, at the plate for Stanton is number 7. That's Chris Campbell. And Bobby Smith starts the inning by firing a strike right across the plate at Chris Campbell. Second delivery, a ball. A little high and outside. Chris Campbell just came into the game here a little bit ago. I believe this is his first at-bat.
Yes, I believe that's right.
Chris has been playing left field. And here's the delivery and the ball. 2-1 the count on Chris Campbell, the left fielder for the Stanton Bambinos. Bobby Smith looking in, getting his sign. He's ready. Here comes his delivery and swinging strike. Evens the count 2-2 on Chris Campbell, number 7. I don't believe Bobby's slowing down any. He shakes off the sign, likes what he sees now. And here comes his delivery and a swinging strikeout for Chris Campbell.
Bobby seems to be getting stronger, if anything.
Seems to be. So if our tabulations are right, that's his 7th strikeout, I believe.
Yeah, this is very unofficial scoring here, I imagine.
Okay, Kevin Seipel is at the plate now, number 6. And here's a loud foul that drops out of the reach of everyone. So Kevin will come back and try again. Kevin S-I-P-L-E, Seipel, of the Stanton Bambinos. Swinging his bat, waiting on Bobby Smith's delivery. Everybody in position, ready. Here comes the delivery.
He wanted to swing at that.
Yeah, he had big notions about that, but he took it, and wisely so. It was a ball.
Really?
Ball 1, strike 1 on Seipel. Bobby's ready to deliver, and here comes the pitch. Ball 2. Just a little bit low. It's kind of hard to get a low ball to some of these fellas. You'd have to roll it up there almost. But
and
2-1 the
count. Pretty hefty fella. He's not one of the smaller ones.
Count is 2-1 on Kevin, and that one was way high. Brings the count to 3-1.
First baseman's going to come talk to Bobby just a little bit.
Simmer him down there just a little bit. I believe the coach is coming out to have a word or two. So now we're just getting close here, just 2 outs away. So calm down, just throw it in there, nice and easy. And we'll back you up. I don't have the foggiest notion what he's telling you.
That's close enough,
I sit here sounding like some of these TV announcers, you know, like I knew exactly what was going on. They don't know any more about it than I do. But there is a time element here that you have to fill while he's going out there talking to him.
That's right.
That's the main
part of the inner workings there.
Yes, you got to have an excuse. Okay. Bobby Smith and Brian Brown, the battery for these Oakland Bambinos, who are very, very impressive. 3-1 the count on Seipel, and he takes a base on balls. Throws his bat aside and goes to first base. Now he's looking for number 13 here to hit a home run and bring him all the way around. John West, number 13. John went in at left field here a little while ago. He's at the plate, and here it comes back our way, and everybody flinches, but it goes over our head. So we're safe for another few seconds. Bobby Smith pitching a tremendous game here for the Oakland Bambinos. He gets his sign and is ready to deliver to John West. That's spelled J-O-N. John West. There kind of keeping an eye on Seipel over here at first base.
Well, they haven't had a base runner before now, so they have to deal with that.
Waiting for the pitch. John West takes a call strike, making the count 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on John West, spelled Jon. Smith looking in, gets the sign. Here comes his delivery. And a little bit on the high side.
Could be getting a little bit tired. In here, it's a little warm, as we've said. I don't know what it's like down on the field.
He doesn't waste any time either, man.
No, he really doesn't.
Pitches. Count is even, 2-2. Ball gets away, and the runner's going to advance to second. 9-0 the score, and don't believe Oakland is worried particularly at this time. Full count, though, on the batter,
Stanton's
John West.
not giving up either, though.
No,
You like
sir.
to see that.
That's exactly right.
He was paying attention and saw his opportunity to advance to second.
Eliminated the double play possibility. And John West can't deliver and goes down on a swinging strike. So that's 2 out. Mr. Smith is now 1 game away. 1 out away, excuse me, from his no-hitter here with the up to now undefeated Stanton, Virginia team. Okay, number 12 is at the plate now for Stanton. That's David Fitt, batting left-handed. 2 out, 1 ball, no strikes. And there it is, right back to the pitcher. He runs over and tosses it to the pitcher. And there's your ball game, folks. 9-0. Oakland over Stanton, Virginia. And the coaches go out and the players go out, and Bobby Smith gets a tremendous welcome from his teammates and his coaches as he records a no-hitter. And I think it's good to watch this action on the field right now.
Yes,
as
it really
the two
is.
teams, now that's sportsmanship, folks. And that's the name of this game. And it was good to see that both teams played all the ages in the different categories that make up these all-star teams. And that's just makes your old heart feel good. Well, we'll check on some facts and figures on the game here in just a few minutes as they immediately begin preparing the field for the second and final game of the evening here at the Bambino World Series in Commerce, Georgia. We'll take a break right now, and we'll be back with more Bambino World Series in just a minute.